but you're young. Like, just work and just get through this whole period.
Hi, I'm Wan Fang. I have a degree in communication studies and I major in digital advertising.
Hi, I'm Nigel and I have a degree in business human resource consulting.
Hi, I'm Mutu and I have a degree in electrical electronics.
Hi everyone, I'm Su Ching. I'm majoring in Chinese with a minor in business, mainly specializing on sociology portion.
Hi, I'm Lynette. I actually have a degree in math and economics.
I have been searching for a job for a few months.
For me, I think I've been seriously searching ever since the travel plans were cancelled since January. And I think I've sent over like 70 job applications. It makes me feel like I'm super unemployable. But, it teaches me how to persevere through these times, and you really have to rough it out now. Because I'm in human resources, and I think that human resources is not super high on demand now. Because the only jobs I see that are very readily available is finance and tech. Yeah, then for HR, it's kind of like, it's mostly secretarial administrative roles that I don't feel I have to put myself into. So I would say that I'm somewhat picky also, which is why I'm unemployed. And the roles available for HR are very managerial roles. And then I still apply for it. I don't know, I think I'm setting myself up for disappointments, but I don't have a lot of options. So I'm just trying.
For example, I apply 60, right? 20 from companies saying that, oh, sorry, we actually revoked the role. Yeah, and then 20 is like, okay, I don't think you have the experience with it. So actually only 20, but the 20 also pending. So ultimately it's quite tough in terms of searching during this period.
Mine is a bit different from the rest because I'm specifically actually looking for an internship even though I graduated because of get into something called product management, which it's not the skills required, I think it's not directly into whatever you study in school. So I've been applying specifically for these internships, and there are a few around. Not. It's like when I hear you guys have been trying for 60 or like 70, right? Mine is like maximum 20. That's all there is, and I managed to get one interview. But the only thing was after the interview, I didn't get it. So I asked for feedback. And the reason they gave me, the main reason is we feel that your skills don't really match what we are looking for, which was kind of weird because that was exactly how the guy approached me. He said he saw my resume and he feel that your skills might work for us. And the exact same reason backfired against me.
You know how a lot of jobs, okay, not a lot of jobs, there are some jobs out there that are for fresh grads and stuff like that, or like entry roles, right? But then if you read the job description and the job spec, right, they say you need 1 to 2 years experience. Then like fresh entry role, 1 to 2 years experience, then fresh grad.
Internships can boost employability.
For me, right, I feel that internships, right, will really boost your employability because internships are kind of like the teaser or trailers to real work life. And of course, you will want to hire somebody who somewhat knows the ropes, right? Because you don't want to retrain a person from scratch. And then internships are like opportunities for you to make the mistakes and to learn like why what you're doing is wrong and how you can be better at your job. I see more of like a real job, just that you're paid less. Because kind of like you're paying the company back because you're like here to learn, learn. Yeah, they hire you to learn, so they don't pay you a lot. So these are the times that I feel that internships really help boost your employability, and also the projects that you uptake and the initiatives that you take.
I think like what I just said, it really depends on what you make out of your internship. I think some people are lucky, some people are not to get a good internship. If you get not some ad hoc tasks, it's up to you whether you want to take the initiative to ask somebody else for more learning jobs. Yeah.
Being unemployed is better than being underemployed.
For me, I feel that if I sell myself short if I try to get into something that I'm not interested in, just so that I can get one foot into the industry and then figure it out and then from there move on, which I kind of see merit in it as well. But I think as the time goes by, my resolve is also getting weaker and weaker. See myself applying to jobs that I not really 100% want to get into.
For me, I think it depends on like how we define unemployed to be, like whether it is the terms in terms of pay or is it in terms of learning. I think it differs from situation to situation. I mean, if you really deem, there is learning, even though they say you learn in every job, but if it is really an opportunity that you really don't think it is worth it, I don't think you should bring yourself down just because you are desperate during COVID. And yeah, like what Muthu said, don't find a job just for the sake of finding. I think better opportunities will come as the situation improves.
Being unemployed, where there's such a huge gap, even if you use the time to do internship, you do earn a certain sum that, because once you graduate, you do have bills coming in, you do start paying bills, you do start taking up a lot of responsibilities, and this requires you to even have money. I mean, if you're in a situation where your family is very comfortable, then you don't need that money, then being unemployed for long, like for even 1 year, some people I do know that they are unemployed for 6 months, 7 months, and just take their time to do job search. But it really shows a privilege. Some people can't afford to do that because they might be, their parents might be old, or like they are not as well to do to be able to do that.
I think I completely agree with what Lynette said, which is why I didn't even put somewhat disagree. I completely just disagree to this whole statement because I'm a very classic example of a very, very high opportunity cost. Like most people who know me knows that I have a lot of liabilities and a lot of things to pay for. Like I say, I survive on my tuition allowance to get by my hall stay and stuff like that. So if I don't have, I'm actually stuck. Like I really don't know how to eat. You know, that kind of situation, because it's not just myself that I need to pay for. I have a lot of like family liabilities that I have to pay for as well, you know, and these are things that I cannot see, you know, I cannot even situate myself, right, in a case where I can just stay at home and do nothing and just wait for all my bills and bills and bills to come, because I will get scared. You know, I will have my own Excel sheet to go and finance what's my input and what's my output, because I need to make sure it's either my input is more or it's just on par, because I cannot afford to not have sufficient money, you know, like everything is just coming and I'm just hoping that the interest don't come. And I think being underpaid, right, at this current situation is completely better than totally being not employed at all, because, right, I don't know whether most of y'all know, but some industries the more times you change jobs, right, the higher your pay will be. Yeah, so especially right now where a lot of companies, they're mainly looking for connections, they're mainly looking for experiences. These are things, right, you can do with the fact that yes, you're underpaid, you know, but it's fine, because why? You are in other hand winning, because you have the experience and the connections that others don't. Yeah, and the fact that maybe 1 or 2 years down the road, when you go and change job, right, you'll probably get a higher pay than people who are just like lepaking at home and not doing anything. And then 2 or 3 years later, they find a job, right, their pay is definitely going to be lower than yours, because you were willing to take it up, you know, although it wasn't what you want, although it didn't benefit you, although you really work like a dog, but you're young. Like, you know, just work and just get through this whole period. And then when you want to come and enjoy and get what you want, right, later then you go and talk about it. Sometimes you realize when you focus on what you gain and not what you lose, right, you actually gain more on the other hand.
I think that's a very, very nice, very refreshing perspective that Siu-Ching has provided with us. Also, I think when it comes to time, right, I feel that being unemployed is not as beneficial as being underemployed, because, you know, there's some people that say that you're unemployed, right? So to find a job, right, you have to use like the working hours to find a job. So you have to like find a job 8 hours a day. But there's only so many jobs available, especially in this time of a pandemic plus recession, you know. So when you're underemployed now, you kind of have like your night hours to go and take maybe 1 or 2 hours to go and find a job, and you still can probably cover the day's worth of job postings and stuff like that. So at this point of time, maybe in this situation, a pandemic plus recession, I feel that being underemployed is a little bit better than being unemployed also. I also do understand the concern of how when people feel that they're tied down to a job or these like career prospects, right? Once you actually lock yourself into this like underemployed job like that. Yeah. So I somewhat disagree for me. Yeah.
Like currently they also launched this traineeship, so it kind of changed my perspective in terms of getting underpaid is fine. Yeah, because of the traineeship. Actually, a lot of full-time positions that are currently permanent positions that a lot of companies are looking at, right? They are trying to push fresh grad to do traineeship instead. So even though companies at first they're offering a permanent job itself that pays me three or 3.2, they now, as long as you're fresh grad, they want to sway you towards applying for traineeship itself, because it kinds of like they only need to pay 20% of it. Yeah, so if they do convert you, then that's great. But the thing is, the traineeship duration is 6 to 12 months itself till where the market gets better. Yeah, so I feel like over time you kind of like, with all these initiatives coming up, it's great, but it kind of like push the current market wage down so much that you eventually will have to accept law.
Yeah, it's like econs, what the demand supply thing, instead of price floor, everybody will go and like pay the price floor. This is like, whoa.
Upskilling is important to improve employability.
I think skills is something that practical skills is something that employers really look at about, and most of them are not taught in schools. And even now the COVID situation, and I see a lot of people, I mean, including myself, I've been trying to upskill myself with free courses or anything that's on LinkedIn, Coursera. But why I mainly say it, I somewhat agree, is I feel that you cannot only upskill yourself in terms of these certificates, because I feel that what employers are still looking for is how you actually apply this knowledge in your field of work.
For tech especially, right? I think professional development or upskilling is a bit more easier even though you are at home, because everything is on your computer. You can learn, like for me personally, I'm trying to get into machine learning, and I can do my courses online. And I can also, like what Wong said, I can also apply it and do side projects.
Class of 2020 is at a disadvantage as compared to other graduating classes.
I think I somewhat disagree because, and not completely disagree, because I am also suffering in a point whereby, I'm going to graduate soon and I couldn't find a job because the opportunities out there are just very little. But if you were to look beyond that, right, you will actually see that this particular COVID-19 has portrayed a lot of different things that you would never thought you would see. Number one, voluntary groups. People stepping up and doing things that they never thought they would do. Or rather, number two, you will see a lot of like donations. But because of this particular COVID-19, we get to see it and we get to experience what are the things that we need to improve. So being like the graduates of like 2020, yes, it's a disadvantage in terms of jobs, okay? But I would say that it is a very, very good exposure for us, because at least I'm very glad, right, that I'm not someone with a family at this point in time, because I understand that it's going to be very hard for them. But I'm just a new graduate, so I'm seeing the world. I'm still experiencing what's going on.
I do see your perspective of things, but for me personally, because you can't find jobs and because of the situation is so bad, you don't even get to meet your friends that they are the one that gives you the support. Like on the mental health side, I would say that I think my mental health itself do suffer a lot, because I do feel so much anxiety.
Yeah, when I agree, right, I think I looked at it in a very objective manner, where compared to, let's say, 2019 or 2018, right, like there is just a higher number of students graduating who possibly got their dream job or whatever they were qualified for, more than what we would be getting like this year or next year or whenever we get. So in the objective sense, I think definitely we are still disadvantaged. I think that's where I come from. But I definitely see what teaching is talking about, and the rest of us is talking about. So there's a silver lining to it. You learn a lot of new things.
To add on what Moto said, if you were to compare to 2018, 2019, right, we are at a disadvantage, yes. But I tell you, if you were to compare 2021, we are a lot better. Because 2021, there is no more government support. Then the companies are still dying. They are still recovering from a recession, And then the thing is that you are a fresh graduate and there's no such thing as, I have interest-free loan for a period of time. I don't have government subsidies like your traineeship program, etc. So what are these graduates going to do? Because now the entire markets, right, the whole startup pay is dropping, and this is gonna maintain for a few years. It's not gonna resolve within this 1 year, you know. So who is really gonna suffer is really the class 2021. Yeah, and I feel like if you were to look at it in that way, actually we're a little bit better than them because we have these supports as compared to them who don't really have these supports and opportunities.
Thank you for watching SG Layers. We hope you have enjoyed this episode, and we can't wait to create more content for you.
We hope to create a conversation about the different topics affecting Singaporeans. To join our future episodes, click the link down below.
Be sure to subscribe, follow, and like SG Layers to catch the next episode of Noted.